Nick and Charlie, a Heartstopper novella by Alice Oseman. As head boy of Truehem Grammar School, I've done many things. I got drunk on the parents' wine at parents' evening. I've been photographed with the mayor 3 times. I once accidentally made a year 7 cry. But none of that was quite as bad as having to stop everyone in year 13 from enjoying their final day of school, which is what our head teacher, Mr. Shannon, is trying to make me do right now. It's probably worth mentioning that my boyfriend of 2 years, Nick Nelson, is one of those year 13s. You don't mind, do you? Mr. Shannon leans on the common room table where I'm supposed to be revising for my AS levels, but I'm actually watching Mac DeMarco concerts on my phone. It's all got a bit out of hand, and I think they'd be more likely to listen to you than me, if you see what I mean. I shoot a look at my friend Tao Shu, who's sitting next to me eating a packet of Galaxy Minstrels. He raises his eyebrows at me as if to say, "Sucks to be you." I don't really want to say yes. This year, the year 13's final day of school is High School Musical themed. They hung a giant East High School sign over the Truehem sign at the school gate. They've been playing the soundtrack on classroom computers, so wherever you are in the school, you can hear a High School Musical song playing from somewhere, but you're never quite sure where. They participated in a "What Time Is It?" flash mob on the football field at break time. And they have all turned up to school either in red basketball outfits or cheerleader outfits. Disappointingly, Nick went for basketballer. To top it all off, on a non-HSM related note, they've built a fort out of cardboard boxes on the tennis courts and are having a barbecue inside it. "I just want them to put the barbecue out," says Shannon, obviously detecting how reluctant I am to walk into a box fort of 150 people older than me and tell them to stop having fun. You know, health and safety stuff. If someone gets burnt, I'll be the one dealing with angry parents. He chuckles. Mr. Shannon has come to trust me completely over the several months I've been head boy. This is hilarious because I rarely do anything he tells me to do. Keep the teachers on your side and the students on your side. Don't make enemies or too many friends. That's my advice for getting through school. "Yeah, sure, no problem," I say. "You're an absolute lifesaver." He points a finger at me as he walks away. "Don't revise too hard." Tao looks at me, still shoving chocolate into his mouth. "You're not actually going to go confront the year 13s, are you?" I laugh. "Nah, I'll just go see what they're up to and tell them to watch out for Shannon." My other friend, Alad Last, looks up at me from the opposite side of the table. He's been color-coding his maths revision notes for the past hour. "Can you please get a photo of Harry Green in a skirt? It's urgent." I stand up from my chair and put my blazer on. I think we all need to see that, to be honest. The year 12s have already left for study leave, and the only reason I'm here is because I revise better at school than at home. Tao and Alad thought the same. None of us really want to be here, though. It's the hottest day we've had this year, and I just sort of want to lie down somewhere with an ice pack on my head. Nick and I have plans for this weekend. He's finally free from school. I'm taking a weekend off revision. It's Thursday today. I'm staying over his tonight. Tomorrow night, we're going to Harry's party for everyone in 6th form. Saturday, we're going to the beach. Sunday, we're going to London. Not that we don't spend every weekend together anyway. Not that we don't see each other every single day. If you'd told me 3 years ago I'd be in a 2-year-long relationship by the time I was 17, I would have laughed in your face. Charlie Spring! As I walk through the box fort entrance underneath a banner that says Wildcats. Harry Green approaches me, arms outstretched. He is wearing a 12-year-old's High School Musical cheerleader costume and is exposing a lot more thigh than is probably appropriate for school. The fort is huge. They've taken over 2 tennis courts. Along with the hilarious amount of cardboard, they've also stolen at least 10 tables from various classrooms. And have a fully functioning barbecue set up in between the 2 courts. A couple of people are handing out burgers and buns. Vampire Weekend is playing from a wireless speaker in a corner. Most, if not all, of year 13 are here. It's a huge year group compared to the rest of the school. Most of the Higgs girls from that year group moved to Truehem after their school burned down. Harry puts his hands on his hips and grins up at me. Thoughts? Harry Green, a fairly short guy with very tall hair, is probably the most notorious individual in the entire school partly due to how many parties he throws, and partly due to the fact that he never ever shuts up. I raise my eyebrows. About the fort or about your thighs? Both, mate. Both are great, I say, deadpan. Good job. Keep it up. Harry steps to one side and lunges. I knew the skirt was a good decision. I should do this more often. Definitely. Still in a lunging position, he asks, Did Shannon send you? Have you come to shut down our fun? Technically, yes. Are you going to? Obviously not. Harry nods. You're gonna go far, mate. You're gonna go far. Nick is usually very easy to spot in a crowd, but today almost everyone is wearing red. There are a few people who clearly couldn't be bothered, one of whom being my sister Victoria, who's in her black Truham uniform, sitting on the blue asphalt in a corner talking to her friend Rita. But apart from her and a couple of others, everyone blurs into one giant mass of red. Nick's over there. I look back at Harry and he's pointing towards the far left corner, grinning at me. Then he starts walking towards the corner, humming, We're all in this together, and I follow him. Nick, mate, Harry shouts over the crowds of year 13s, all holding food and red plastic cups and taking photos of each other. And there he is. He turns round from a small group of people, a slightly dazed expression on his face as if he's not quite sure whether he's imagining Harry's voice. I have been going out with Nick Nelson since I was 14. He likes rugby and Formula One, animals, especially dogs, the Marvel Universe, the sound felt tips make on paper, rain, drawing on shoes, Disneyland, and minimalism. He also likes me. His hair is dark blonde and his eyes are brown, and he is 2 inches taller than me, if you care about that sort of thing. I think he's pretty hot, but that might just be my opinion. When he spots us, he waves enthusiastically, and then when we finally reach him, he looks at me and says, All right? Nick's High School Musical costume consists of a pair of bright red gym shorts and a red tank top. He's pinned a piece of paper to the front with a very badly drawn wildcat on it. If I'm honest, he's had worse outfits. You didn't text me back, bitch, I say. He sips his drink. I was way too busy getting my head in the game. Then he holds up a disposable camera and, before I have the chance to smile or make sure I look in any way presentable, takes a photo of me. A second too late, I hold up my hand in front of the camera. Nick? He lets out a loud laugh and starts rewinding the camera before putting it in his pocket. Another one for the Derp Charlie collection. Oh my God. Harry's already wandered off to talk to another group, so Nick steps a little closer and our hands automatically touch, his hands tapping mine like we're playing a clapping game. You sticking around here for a bit? Or are you revising? I glance around. I wasn't really revising. I was watching Mac DeMarco concerts. Mac DeMarco? Nick laughs. I thought you said he was a dickhead. He is, but his music's good. We just sort of stand there for a bit, hands touching, and then Nick brings up a hand to adjust my hair slightly. It hits me suddenly that this is the last day we're going to be at the same school. 6 entire years of being at the same school, being in the same place every weekday, are over. The 2 years we've been a couple at school, 2 years of eating lunch together, sitting in form, hiding in music rooms, IT rooms, PE changing rooms, 2 years of going home together, walking home when it's sunny, getting the bus when it's cold, Nick drawing faces in the window condensation, me falling asleep on his shoulder. It's all over. Normally we talk about this stuff that we get sad about or annoyed about or angry about, but Nick's really excited about uni, so I don't want to start complaining or make him feel bad. I've done more than enough of that in my life, for God's sake. I'm the one getting left behind, which is kind of crap, really. We look up when we hear a small click and a loud laugh. We turn, and Harry is holding Nick's camera up to us gleefully. So bloody romantic. I can't believe I'm going to have to find a new couple to cockblock at uni. Nick snatches the camera back, but he's smiling. Did you just pickpocket me? Harry winks and laughs at him before wandering away again. Nick shakes his head and rewinds the camera. That's going to be such an awkward photo. Where'd you get the camera from? I bought it. I thought it'd be good to have some actual physical photos to put on my uni wall instead of just crappy photos on my phone. I grab it out of his hands and take a picture of him. Hey, he grabs it back, grinning. I don't want pictures of just me. Everyone will think I'm obsessed with myself. I smile too. I'll have that one then. Nick puts his arm around me. Okay, we need at least one picture together where we look fucking normal. He holds the camera up in front of us, the lens facing us, and I say, "Let's be honest, we never look normal." And Nick laughs at me while I'm making sure my hair isn't doing something weird. And then we both smile, and he takes the picture. "When I visit you at uni, I'm expecting that one framed," I say. "Only if you buy me a frame. I'll have rent to pay." "God, get a job." "What? You mean you're not going to buy me things now that you have a job? I can't believe this. Why am I even in this relationship?" "I don't even know, Nick. Why are you still here? It's been over 2 years." Nick just laughs and kisses me quickly on the cheek, then starts to walk backwards away towards the drinks table. "You're nice to look at." I give him the middle finger. When we first started going out, I didn't really like being too flirty with Nick around school because we'd get a lot of weird looks, particularly from the younger boys. I didn't really like holding his hand anywhere where people could see us. I even felt kind of awkward just talking to him in school. Because groups of other boys would look at us like they weren't quite sure whether they were supposed to be making fun of us or not. Nowadays, the weird looks only make me want to hold his hand even more. Nick. So I might have cried when the final bell went. Just a little bit. I wasn't as bad as Harry. He was bawling his eyes out and hugging everyone, including some scared-looking year 7s who just wanted to catch their bus. Even though it's not like today was the last time I'd ever see my friends, it still feels sad. Never wearing our uniforms again, no more lunchtime rounders on the field, the end of Wednesday period 5 biscuit hour in the common room. No more hanging out with Charlie at school. I guess there are a few things I'm a bit nervous about. Coming out as bisexual again is probably the main one. It was painful enough the first 50 times. There always seems to be someone who hasn't heard yet, or doesn't understand what you're talking about, or doesn't believe you until you've repeated yourself. Leaving home's gonna be scary too. I'm a bit worried about my mum being at home by herself all the time. And, again, there's leaving Charlie behind. Still, there are loads of good things about leaving school. God, I'm ready for university, for doing my own thing whenever I want, for actually learning stuff I'm interested in. Finally getting out of this dingy town, having my own place, buying my own food, choosing how to spend my time. It's gonna be ace. Harry wants to know whether we'll be at his leavers party tomorrow, Charlie says from the passenger seat of my car, scrolling through something on his phone. People we know usually message Charlie these days when they want to talk to either of us because I'm horrific at replying to messages. He's way more organized than me. "Well, I'm still up for it if you are," I say, turning the car out of the school car park. "Yeah, we should probably go, since prom's gonna be crap." Fair. We sit in comfortable silence as I drive us to my house. Charlie picks up his sunglasses from the door compartment and puts them on, then turns the radio on and continues scrolling through his phone, probably through Tumblr, his knees bent and his feet on the seat. Honestly, it's a beautiful day. Blue skies all around, reflecting off town windows and cars. I roll my window down and turn up the radio, and then I take my disposable camera out of my pocket and quickly take a picture of Charlie, his face all sunlit, his dark hair being blown about by the wind, his body curled up on the passenger seat. He looks at me instantly, but he's smiling. "Nick." I grin and look back at the road. "Don't mind me. At least give me some warning." That's not as fun. This is normal for us, going to one of our houses after school. We spend more time at my house, generally. As my mom's usually at work and my brother's got his own place now, we have the house to ourselves. Over the past few months, our parents have been letting us stay over each other's houses sometimes, even on school nights. My mom never minds, but Charlie's parents are stricter, and Charlie thinks that if he asked more than a couple of times a week, they'd start saying no. We get that this isn't like normal. We think our parents see it's not normal as well. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're fine with it, but normal teenage couples don't sleep around each other's houses on school nights, do they? They don't spend every single day with each other, right? I don't know. We don't care. Things me and Charlie do together at our houses include play video games, watch TV and films, watch YouTube videos, homework, coursework, revision, nap, make out, have sex, sit in the same room on different laptops in silence, play board games, make food, make drinks, get drunk, plan trips to concerts, plan holidays, build pillow forts, Have sex in a pillow fort. Okay, it was only once, but it did happen, I swear. Play with my dog, Henry. Help Charlie's brother, Oliver, with various Lego projects. Talk, argue, shout, cry, laugh, cuddle, sleep. Text each other from different rooms. Charlie practices his drums, makes playlists, reads books. I take photos on my phone, draw on Charlie when he's not looking, make exotic meals neither of us has tried before. We're pretty chill. Maybe kind of boring. But in all honesty, that's fine with both of us. Today's nothing different. We get in, we get drinks, I change into some jogging bottoms and a sweatshirt. Charlie changes into some jeans and a t-shirt he left here yesterday, and then collapses onto my bed, stretches out on his stomach and opens my laptop. Do you want any food? I ask as I'm about to go downstairs. I always ask him this after school. Charlie had anorexia pretty badly the year we started going out. He had to go to a psychiatric hospital for a couple of months, and it really helped, but I guess he still sort of has it. Stuff like that doesn't go away very quickly. But he's nowhere near as bad as he used to be, and he's better in lots of other ways too. He's usually fine with main meals now, even if he doesn't eat snacks, like ever. Nah, I'm good, he says, as usual. I always make sure to ask, though. I think he might say yes one day, if I just keep asking. Once I've made my way through 2 slices of toast and a glass of lemonade, I come back upstairs to find Charlie frowning at the laptop screen. I fall onto my bed next to him. What's up? He glances at me and then back at the laptop before clicking on something. Nothing, just reading something on Tumblr. I don't have Tumblr, despite Charlie trying to make me use it many times. I don't really think it's my sort of thing. Charlie rolls onto his back to make room for me and takes out his phone. I lie down next to him and pull the laptop towards me. He's already exited Tumblr, so it probably wasn't anything I would have been interested in. On another tab is the page I started reading this morning about the University of Leeds rugby team, which I'm going to try and join when I get there if I'm good enough. That's where I'm going in September, the University of Leeds. It's pretty far away, like 200 miles or something, and me and Charlie have obviously talked about the fact that we'll be long distance. While it's not ideal and nowhere near as great as the way we hang out every day at the moment, we're both completely fine with it. Charlie has a Saturday job at Topman now, and they pay pretty well, so he reckons he can get the train to see me every few weeks, and I can get the train back every few weeks, and that means we'll definitely see each other at least every 2 weeks, if not more, and we'll text and call and Skype all the time anyway. I start telling Charlie all the facts about Leeds' rugby team, how many tiers there are at the university, and whether I think I'll be able to get in. I honestly do. I mean, I'm pretty good at rugby in my opinion. How much their gym membership is, and whether I'll be able to get a job somewhere when I get there, whether it's worth trying to get a sports scholarship, whether I'll be really crap compared to everyone else, and how nice their uniform is, green and white. Charlie stays still on his back and listens and asks a few questions. But after I've been rambling on for a while, I can tell he's getting bored because his voice quietens and he starts fiddling with my sweatshirt sleeve. And then, as I'm in the middle of a sentence, he rolls onto his side and pulls me down by the back of my neck for a kiss, which sort of takes me by surprise because we're long past the stage of needing to make out every time we're alone. After a few seconds, I go to move backwards, but he just pulls me further down. I laugh against his lips and I feel him smile too, but neither of us stop, and after a minute or so, I feel my hands subconsciously reach to run through his hair. This is a bit of an odd time of day for us to be doing this, but it's difficult to care, especially when he surges forward so he's lying on top of me. Did you want to talk about something else? I murmur, wondering where this has come from. I push his hair back from his forehead. I probably have a thing for Charlie's hair. He meets my eyes. Then he sits up, leans back, and switches on the radio. The vaccines are playing. He moves back down, tilts his head and says, "Not really," and then his lips are on mine. Charlie? Basically, I hate hearing Nick talk about university. I'm a horrible person. He's ridiculously excited about going to uni. And he should be. I'm glad he is. But lately, he's been talking about it all the time. And every single time he mentions it, it just reminds me that we're approaching the end of this. That come September, I'm getting left behind. Basically, I'm scared People keep messaging me on Tumblr about it too, and they haven't been helping. I've got quite a lot of followers on Tumblr, and many of them are weirdly interested in Nick and I. I think it's probably because we're both boys. Everyone on the internet's obsessed with same-sex couples. I delete questions about our sex life on literally a daily basis. So as soon as I mentioned that we'd be long distance from September, I was flooded with asks about how I should be prepared for all the horrible things that come with long distance relationships. And they're pissing me off. I stopped answering them a couple of days ago, but people are still sending them. I don't even understand why all these people care that much to make the effort to send me messages about it. Thankfully, Nick doesn't mention university for the rest of the day. Not when we take his dog Henry for a walk, not during dinner, not while we're watching Alien. When he wanders off to have a shower at around 10 o'clock, I check my Tumblr inbox again, and there are even more now. Anonymous said, "Have you talked to Nick about what it's going to be like when he goes away? I know so many couples that tried to make it work when one of them went to uni, and they all ended up breaking up. You should really at least talk to him about it." Isn't it weird you've been together so long, though? Like, 14 is so young to get into a relationship. You shouldn't feel like I have to stay in our first relationship forever. Dude, long distance never works. Trust me, it's better to end it now and save yourself the pain. Everyone should go into uni single. University years are your sexiest years. Gotta bang as many people as you can. I don't really want to bring this up with Nick, because I don't want him to feel bad for going to university. He's completely right to be excited about it. It doesn't matter how I feel about it. Nick returns from the bathroom in just pajama shorts, rubbing a towel over his hair. "What's up?" "What? You're frowning again." I quickly close the Tumblr app. "Am I?" He walks over to the mirror and picks up his hairdryer. "Yep, maybe that's just my face." "Nah, your face is usually way nicer." I hurl a pillow in his direction, but he steps to one side to dodge it, laughing. I can't tell him about this. He'd feel awful. He's had enough of feeling bad because of me. I've already been the most annoying boyfriend in recorded history, what with all my mental health stuff. "Come take a selfie with me," I say. I want to piss off my Tumblr followers. Nick grins and puts down the hairdryer. Why would that piss them off? Selfies piss everyone off. So passive-aggressive. He walks over to the bed and flops down next to me. I open the camera on my phone, and before he has the chance to say anything about it, I kiss him on the cheek and take the photo like that. Nick laughs again. "Oh, you're doing that on the internet now, are you?" I wrap my arms around him. "You know it's what they all want. At least let me sort out my hair. It looks good when it's wet." We lean our heads together, and I make a peace sign with one hand and take another picture. Then I take one of us actually kissing, but I don't put that one on Tumblr. Some things are nicer if they're just for us. Nick. The next morning, I wake up to the sound of Charlie's phone alarm. He always sets it to an annoying, unignorable beeping sound, rather than music, like I do. Despite this, waking up next to Charlie is definitely better than any other way of waking up. I don't really know why. My bed always feels sort of cold when he's not there. Charlie's still insisting he has to go to school today because he's crap at revising at home. So he's making me get up at 7 o'clock in the morning to drive him. While I could go to school to revise, the idea of trying to revise on the first day of my study leave kind of makes me want to burn all of my revision notes. And also we're both crap at doing schoolwork when we're together anyway. I open my eyes to see him stirring. A line of sunshine falls across his chest through the gap in the curtains, and even while I'm still half asleep, I get another sudden urge to take a picture of him. Then I remember that I used up the film yesterday afternoon, and I already took one of him asleep last night anyway, when I found him curled up in my bed after I'd gone to get a glass of water. Charlie rolls over to turn off the alarm, and then goes to climb over me to get out of bed. My bed's situated against the wall, but as he does, I slide my hands round his waist and pull him down on top of me. He lets out a surprised noise and then a small laugh, his voice still sleepy. "I have to go shower." "No, stay here." "I can't, I'll fall asleep again." "Don't go to school." "Nick, stay here with me." "I can't, I need to revise." Fine." I loosen my arms so Charlie can wrestle himself out of them. As soon as he's gone, my bed feels cold and empty again. It's pretty dumb, really. I sleep alone most of the time.